How's it, guys? Welcome back to the Rugby Oaks. My name's Matt, and I'm here to talk you through my hot takes for the Springboks versus ABs 18-12, another cracker in Cape Town, in the mother city. I'm not in Cape Town at the moment. You might see by my background. I'm in Greece on my family holiday, so still committed to the cause to bring you the best content for South African rugby. I thought I'd send a quick video of my hot takes of the match. Well, if the match last week was the most incredible match of rugby you've seen in years, this one would be more for the purists. Certainly, it was tighter. It felt a little bit more raw. There wasn't those kind of insane line breaks that we saw on the Highveld last week, but certainly it was still very, very entertaining. So, talking through the first half, well, obvious to say, but Springboks scrum dominance throughout the first half, was certainly in the first kind of 3 or 4 scrums. They really looked like they were going to put the ABs to the sword early on. But on the other side of things, with the line-outs, we really struggled. Once again, just something's not quite right there compared to what we were in the build-up to the World Cup and at the World Cup. That first half and actually moving into the second half as well, it was just so frustrating to watch. Getting good position, losing lineouts, getting good position, losing lineouts. And that was the story of certainly the first quarter of the game. Sorry if I'm sweating. It is absolutely baking here in Greece. And listen, moving on to the kind of next part that I want to talk about, obviously, Andre Pollard got taken out in the air. Once again, another thing that we're not being... that's not being called for the Springboks. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the guys don't lie on the ground for long enough. I don't know. Got moved on quite quickly by the English referees, who were probably better than last week, but still a little bit iffy. Once again, there was another break from Colby. There was a chip Colby chasing. It got taken out by the AB wings. And I think Ardy Spare, forgive me if I'm wrong, not being looked at, not being taken back. I mean, they're targeting this guy, and it's so obvious, and it's keeping him out of the game. And something happened a little bit later on. We'll talk about that as well. It was 6-0 to the All Blacks early on. They were tightening the game up. They were kicking the points. Both teams actually were going for pens. This talking points of the half, we had a stupid yellow card. Visser tackled, I think it was Cortez, off the ball. He was the next runner for the try. Would a try been scored? I'm not sure. We had 2 guys covered. Did Jasper need to do that? Absolutely not. Bit silly from him, and it cost us. There were 4 cards in the game, a little bit like Christmas for the referees, but at least they were consistent. It was 2 apiece, but absolutely silly. But something that showed us what the All Blacks kind of attitude for this game was they were right in front of the post. It was early on in the game, and they went for the points. Pollard got us, I think, 3-9 at the half. The only other kind of real talking point that I had, we were right camped on their line. Sam Cane won a breakdown penalty, lying all over the players. How he was rewarded for that. In a prime position for us to score. He was lying on top of our players while making that steal. Absolutely ridiculous decision, and obviously allowed them to clear their lines. Now, guys, look, I'm taking this pretty seriously. I'm on holiday. Had a couple of beers during the game. Alpha's fantastic, but what you're not doing is subscribing. Go on, subscribe. Be as committed to the Rugby Oaks community as I am on my family holiday, putting the kids to bed and filming this so it can come out straight after you guys hit the subscribe button and help my wife stay with me. Going on into the second half, so end of the first half was 3-9, so really tight. Not the showpiece that maybe the fans wanted to see, but for the purists, something really exciting in that arm wrestle, in that tussle, but loads of errors, which I guess made it frustrating. Second half, we saw Jason Colby throw in to a line out on the 5-meter line. For what reason, I don't know. We didn't score off it, or we might have scored later on the phase. But I think he's just trying to prove that he's better than Anton Dupont. And let's be honest, he is. So next score on the board was Captain Courageous Sia Khaleesi powered over the line after an Eben Etzebeth. Eben actually grounded the ball. We couldn't see it on the line. Eben was pretty sure. The team went back. Anyway, we had to go back, and the Boks forced their way back onto the try line area. Sia dived over the line, broken nose, Kwagga, Nias and Al showed his passion for the Boks this game. I know no one can kind of say anything against Sia's drive for the Boks winning, but flip, he had a good game. He was all over the park. He really wanted to make that broken nose count because he's going to be out now for 3 or 4 weeks with an operation. He wanted to make this game count and get us to the 4 in a row record breaking. Sasha came on kind of early-ish in the second half. He replaced Pollard, so it was just a like-for-like change. I think the first thing he did was actually just slot a great penalty to bring the score up even higher. We sat at, what was it, 13-12 for a while. So the ABs scored 3 points that half in total, which I think is pretty incredible for the likes of the ABs, the history we have with them only scoring 3 points. But it's something that they've struggled with in the last couple of games. So we kept them to 3 on that. Breakdown again, the ABs continually got breakdown penalties, and they were continually lying all over the ball, in my opinion. There was 1 or 2 that did well, of course, but the ref was so, he blew that whistle so hard every time AB's got a breakdown penalty, and it just felt like he wanted them to have it. Villy LaRue, yellow card. I felt sorry for Villy. It is a new rule where if you go for the intercept, basically if you don't intercept it, you're going to get yellow card. It's complete trash. It's complete BS rule. Villy was in a position to catch that ball. He then didn't catch it. He then got tackled off the ball and his head slammed into the ground by Bowden Barrett, where even the Kiwi in the commentary box, so the South African commentator, was like, oh, they're checking the head slam. No, they weren't. They were checking the yellow, to give him a yellow card, which obviously they did. And he and Bowden got away with 1. Look, it would have been soft, but it's a pen. Don't tackle a guy off the ball and slam his head into the ground. I think we can probably all agree on that. Then the 4th card of the game, Tyrell Lomax. Unfortunate for the guy. He probably made, I think at one point the ABs had made over 140 tackles in the game, and Tyrell had made a good chunk of that. He was one of the best players on the park. He kept the Springbok scrum at kind of really, not nullified because we had a strong scrum, but he kept that constant penalty barrage down quite nicely. But once he kind of left the field, there was consistent pressure by the Boks. Of course, we could then call for a scrum, which we did very early on, which meant that Rico only had to go off to bring a prop on. So their midfield was a little bit more broken. We then turned the screws, and we got a line out. We got a line out at the 5 meters from a penalty. We got Malcolm Marks crashing over the line. He actually, the maul wasn't going particularly well, but then he popped out the side and crashed over. Fantastic from him. Didn't have a best kind of throwing game, but certainly was all over the place. Didn't get the reward at the breakdown that maybe we would have wanted to see from him, but that try was absolutely the nail in the coffin for the ABs. And then shortly after that, well, Hooter went. ABs were on the attack. They got a penalty, kicked it downfield, went up for the line out, and we won the line out. And I think it was Ruan Nukia who kicked the ball out. He almost didn't kick it out. It was a little bit of a fumble. But look, Ruan Nukia is 100% against the AB, so let him do whatever he wants. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 4 in a row for the Springboks. We stay number 1 in the world. We put the All Blacks debate a little bit to bed for the year, and we go on to Argentina and hopefully win the Rugby Championship. It's looking good, but we have been hurt before, so it's trusting that we'll go and at least get one of those wins against the RGs, probably to the Rugby Championship. Looks like it's going to be in our hands. But not only that, of course, we forgot to mention the Freedom Cup. It's the first time Sia and his Chargers have been able to touch the Freedom Cup, raise it. It's a beautiful thing. And long may it continue. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my hot takes. I'll be back tomorrow to do the player ratings. But for now, I'll leave you with that. Drop in the comment what you thought of the game, what you think of the current state of the All Blacks is, the current state of the Springboks, and press subscribe. If you're not subscribed, send us to your friends, your aunties, your uncles, your neighbours, whoever wants to talk about the Bok game. Get them on, get them subscribed, and let's have a chat. Guys, have a good evening. We'll see you later.